What is going on, traders? Welcome back to the Traveling Trader, another trading day in the books. Today I'm going to discuss whether NIO's massive rally will continue, how much profit did I make from NIO's trades, what kind of NIO trades did I make. That way you can get an idea of how much money you can make regardless of account size. And lastly, we'll go over some technical analysis on NIO stock, and I'll discuss whether NIO stock is still a buy or not. The EV market is like its own little bubble right now. We had some crazy plays on Blink, which we're up almost 60% on right now, up about 10% on Shell. Made a great deal the last couple of weeks on NKLA selling put option credit spreads, looking to get back into those. But yeah, the EV space is really blowing up now. If you want access to the trade alerts where I send out my stocks, options, crypto trades, etc., link is in the description below. But for now, let us get into this NIO update. All right, guys, back in the lab. Let us take a look at NIO's chart. Looking at NIO's chart, the question that everybody wants to know is, can I enter NIO now? Is NIO stock a buy right now? And will it tank if I jump in? Well, I could tell you this. Especially on penny stocks with momentum, nobody can tell you, right? So there are optimal zones that you can recognize when an entry is viable, and that's when we essentially got in. I got a NIO a long time ago, and we'll go over my initial NIO trade that netted me 8x on my money, almost 8x on my money. I'll go over that, but that aside, when you're looking at a chart, there are optimal places that you can enter, such as a retest of the 21 EMA, which is this white line, or a retest of one of the resistance or support levels on the pivots, or if it's at a key fib level, like it was here trading sideways for about a month, trading around the 0.618 fib level. However, when something has hit momentum and it's just beyond all of these, if it's just so far away from all of these support and resistance points, then it's so hard to try and determine whether now is a good entry point. I can tell you that for the long term, your best bet is to dollar cost average if you're buying something for the long term. Now we see that NIO hit some heavy resistance here, and this, if you look at the weekly chart, is actually where the all-time, why did it collapse like that? Probably because of the pivots. Okay, good. This is where the all-time resistance is at, because this is where on the first day of trading it hit a high of where it's currently at right now. So it's only natural that we see resistance there. So I can tell you that, you know, if you're in it, this is not, let me get this out of the way. Right now is not an optimal entry for NIO. When I did the video over the weekend, there was an optimal entry. It wasn't the optimal entry, but there was an optimal entry because we gapped up and we're resting on this R1 line here. This is what actually prompted me to make the video and prompted an entry or a re-entry for those that were looking to get into NIO. So NIO is also majorly overbought here on the RSI. And you know, if we did come back down to the R2 level at around 10.40, 10.50, $10.50 and saw some support there, or even retraced the 21 EMA, then you could justify an entry for a swing. However, right now is not that time. Now, if you're dollar cost averaging for the long term and you plan on buying NIO here, you plan on buying it, you know, if it retraces back down to $10 or $8, fine. But like I said, this is not an optimal entry for NIO. Can it continue its insane rally? Yes. I mean, it really all depends on Tesla. Tesla is now the leader of the EV market. Like I said, if you look at Shell, we bought Shell when it retested the central pivot line here, and Shell right now is up 11% today. Blink, which is also related to the EV market because this is a charging company, Blink is up almost 60% since we bought it, again using the central pivot line here. We all know about NKLA as well. So as long as Tesla continues to rally and, you know, finds new highs, and you look at Tesla, it's just going apeshit. I'm glad I bought Tesla at around 450 right after the market crash, but that's besides the point. Same thing with Tesla. You want to get in when it retraces to an identifiable support level. But as long as Tesla continues, these other EV plays, which are called sympathy plays, will continue as well. Now, let's get into the play that almost 8x'd my money. So back in January, I sent out an alert for Tesla in our private trading group. And again, if you want access to the private trading group, link is in the description. But I sent out a trade alert for NIO, and NIO was around $4 at that time. So I took a look at the August contracts, And there were the $5 August contracts, they were selling for $1.24. So I bought 10 of those, which cost me around $1,200 at the time. I also bought the stock, ended up selling the stock, buying it back, selling it, buying it back, and then I made the video again where I bought it the week before. But if you look at those $5 calls now, they're worth $8.80. So my profit and loss on that options play was $7,185. Now, if you're a small account, you could have traded one option. You certainly didn't need to trade, 10, and it would have cost you $124, and you would have made $718. So just to give you a glimpse that through options are a very powerful tool, and through the use of options, you can actually trade even on a small account. Now, if you had just bought the stock back in January at $4, then you currently would be up about 3x your money. It's around $12. You would have been up 3x your money as opposed to 7 or 8x, which is completely fine as well. Anyway, so that is my view on NIO. Like I said, this is not an optimal entry. I would not enter here if you have not yet entered. Expect a pullback, especially if Tesla pulls back, especially if the market pulls back. I mean, it's just common sense. Something can't rise forever. We can't go since a couple of weeks ago, we're up 115% on the actual stock. You can't do that in a couple of weeks without seeing some sort of retracement or correction, especially if the second round of stimulus is delayed, or even, like this article says, capped at 40,000. If it's limited to a very small number of people to try to encourage people to get back to work, obviously there would have to be jobs for that to happen. So, if we do see a market pullback or some sort of correction, I'm not saying there's going to be a crash, but if we do see some sort of correction, Tesla will end up being a part of that correction, and so will, because sympathy plays go up when the underlying goes up, then, Shell, NIO, Workhorse, NKLA, these will also come down if Tesla starts coming down. For now, I'm just going to let these calls expire, since they expire in August, and they are the $5 calls, and we're currently sitting at around $13. If you're holding the stock and you care about short-term gains, I would recommend putting some sort of trailing stop on it. Otherwise, continue to dollar cost average for the long term. And if you want my long-term outlook on NIO, check my last video out where I go over 7 reasons why NIO could be a very lucrative long-term opportunity. That is it for this video. Go ahead and sign up if you want access to the trade alerts, if you want to learn how to trade options, stocks, etc., and you want one-on-ones with me. I take a handful of people every month. Those one-on-ones go quick, so sign up on the 1st of the month or hit me up. Leave a thumbs up if you get anything out of this video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're planning on doing with your NIO. Are you in NIO or not? Are you holding? Are you selling? Are you going to YOLO in NIO? Oh yeah, before I forget, I do a sweepstakes every month on my Webull account where I will go into I'll pick a comment at random, and I will jump into it. I'll put $1,000 into it, and whatever profit comes out, I will give to the person whose comment I picked. The last person picked Deutsche Bank. Not very good for him because Deutsche Bank ended up tanking during that period. But leave a comment down below. Let me know whether it's a stock or an option. Let me know what play you want me to do. I will pick it at random in the next couple of videos, and I will enter it. And whoever's comment I pick, I will give you the profits. So do that. Leave it in the comments down below. Let me know what stock you want me to go into or what options play you want me to go into, and I'll do it. Stay safe out there, traders. Peace.